All right, welcome everybody to well, we usually have Facebook Live. I don't believe that the Facebook is working today. Gotta love technology. So today we're going to chat real quick, just have an open table conversation about the market and mainly about if you're selling your home yourself and bring me a buyer. You hear a lot of people saying, well, how come it's just not easier to just bring a buyer? Now, what we do know is when you're selling your home yourself, there's a few things you have to consider. First of all, 93% of sales, according to National Association of Realtors, are actually selling on the open market. So only 6% of sales, according to our stats, are selling with privately. So they're usually someone that they knew, etc. So the question bears is that you've always been able to sell it yourself. What would be the reason, or why is it important to consider what are the reasons that people are selling with an agent? So one of the things we ask when we're going through with a seller is, what's the reason that you're actually selling if you're considering selling your home, are you considering selling yourself? Now, some of the things that we actually find out is a lot of the times, 6% actually sell privately. And there's a few things that happen. So when you look at exposure to the market, right now we have a shifting market. We have more buyers that are getting a little bit on the edge, less competition for homes. So homes are sitting a little longer. Pricing is adjusting 20% since February in the Kitchener-Waterloo market. So it's very important to make your home stand above the rest. And actually 87% will list in 4 weeks, and they know this. So a couple things that are really important. If it's a hot market, you'd like to make sure that you're getting that extra offer and not leaving any equity on the table. It's probably your biggest investment. A couple things you need to consider is 6% of exposure usually means we don't know. It's not full market value. If you're getting up to 100% exposure to all the agents and their buyers, that is where you're getting 100% market value and the most the market will bear right now. Okay. So that makes sure that you're getting as much offers as possible. You're getting the interest if there is challenging with a shift, etc. These are all really, really important to consider. Another small thing is legal liability. A lot of people say, well, first of all, bring me a buyer. That's a common one. Well, now, when you have someone bringing a buyer, they're working for the buyer. They're working to get the buyer more money, to get the buyer better terms, better conditions and terms, etc. Legal protection, usually with legal protection, you have about 90% of buyers are actually suing sellers. So most of the time, it's when one or more party is not represented. So that's when you have challenges with legalities, etc. after closing, because one or more party was not represented and they didn't have a listing agent that was working for them. Now, there are flat fee MLS services, tons to be, and they've been around since the 90s. So how come you don't just go that route? Well, the reason that you consider is usually when an agent is looking at making an offer, they're looking at how much work is involved, what's the compensation for that agent, and obviously if it fits the buyer's needs. So what they do is they actually look at, if the for sale by owner or flat fee MLS takes twice as much work for the same amount of money, that agent might subconsciously be inclined to go look at a property that's already listed, that agent's doing half and they're doing half to get that deal together. Also, the buyer agent is working for the buyer to get the buyer more money. Now, if I just bring a buyer, if a seller says, just bring me buyer, what's the limitation there? The limitation is that the we're not getting permission to market your property to all the buyers and their agents and work on your behalf to create a marketing machine and schedule to make sure that you get as much as you can for that property. Just bringing a random buyer is sort of like by chance. So that's one of the reasons that it's always good to consider hiring an agent when you're selling your property, especially privately. These are things that you need to consider: legal liability, and also making sure that even if your home shows really well, it's getting exposed to them as many people as possible. Especially right now, it's very important. Most agents are, if they're putting a sign up, they're putting on MLS, it's important you hire the right person. If you have questions about what to ask your agent, or you're considering selling your home and you'd like to know what should we ask our agent when we're selling, let us know. We can definitely put something together for you, have a consultation with you, discuss what our marketing plan and strategy looks like. What is our testimonials? We are doing it full time. How many people have you served? What are the clients that we're working with saying? And what kind of reputation we have in the market? We are a local agent in Kitchener-Waterloo. So we do refer people outside of our market expertise. And yet at the same time, we think locally and we market globally, which means that we're bringing people from outside of the area to come in and potentially make an offer on the property, yet we know the local area. Okay, so those are some of the reasons that you may consider, if you're selling on your own, getting a consultation done. If you have a lower price property, it can increase the activity. Make sure you're not leaving money on the table. A lot of the times too, when you are selling privately, you're attracting bargain hunters. So you're attracting people that may make an offer that doesn't make sense. It may be 80% of the market value. It may not even be sensible. So when you have more exposure and you have the agents and their buyers working to sell the property or buy the property, and you're getting exposure to a wider net, that's going to allow you to get a better result overall, and make sure that you're attracting the two buyers that we call ready in a hurry and ready and not in a hurry. The ready and in a hurry are first-time home buyers. Those are people working with the services of an agent, free services of an agent to buy a home. So wouldn't it make sense that we go ahead and work with those people, get those people to buy your home and make an offer in your home? They're working with the services of an agent to buy a home. It's very, very important that we look at that. So guys, if you have questions, please, about our process, how it works, and you need some help or whatever it is in the process, you can feel free to reach out to us. My direct number is 519-574-3532. Also, we'll make sure that we have some form of way that you can communicate with us, some form of form, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.